It's Thursday. I'm already getting going. Yeah? What is that?
Oh, sorry. I'm playing Mario Kart. My bad.
What?
Pause. I was driving. You were taking too long.
So for those on the other side of the camera, though, there was just the screen, and it looked like you were just gliding and drifting. Oh, is the Switch controller?
Yeah, the wheel.
Pushed in there. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You can pop it. Let me pop it out. Pop it in. Here we go. Popped in.
Okay. Do you have like a specialty like button, like a thumb thing?
It's a little like it's a little cat skull. I don't know. It's a good grip.
There you go. Little cat skulls. That's something.
My little demon cats. I don't know. But I like the two holes in them, kind of like where the eyes are, because you really do get a good grip. Those Switch grips sticks can be a little bit finicky. I also hear a lot of people have had trouble with them drifting. Have you ever had issues with your controllers and had to get new ones yet?
I've heard of drifting. I'm assuming drifting is when it moves without you pressing it.
I've had that happen on multiple Xbox controllers, and I had it happen with...
I think that happened with the original controllers, which is the ones I don't think we even use anymore. I think we just happened to buy more controllers since then, and we never go back to those. But I think the last time I used those, it might do it.
Gotcha.
So we originally got the gray, the Switch with the gray controllers. So I know there's like a pair of gray controllers in the back of the charging pack where it's like, I don't ever really use those anyway.
I have the gray controllers here. And I have like kind of a demon tail on the back of mine because it's
so you've got the Diablo one, right?
It's a Diablo Switch, yeah.
Do you play Diablo?
I give it a little bit.
Do you still have it?
Yes, I have Diablo 3, the Eternal Collection on Switch.
I might have to borrow it.
Yeah, I'll let you borrow it. What do you got on Switch?
I've always wanted to give those. Anything.
What do you got? We'll have to work a trade out for a week and then review each other's games.
Minecraft Hero Edition.
No, Minecraft. I'm not 12.
A few things that I have are there's video games that I've bought my daughter because my daughter's 16, and there's games that I've bought her in the past that I'm like, I'm no longer of the mindset. I'm not gonna go like take this to GameStop and sell it for store credit. I don't do that anymore. So
God, I can't remember the last time I went for store credit. Probably when store credit meant something and like physical copies. Like it's been so long.
So that's only in here because I was like, well, instead of donating it, I don't know, or throwing it away, I might play it and see why people play Minecraft. I don't think I ever will. It might just sit there.
Yeah.
This is actually probably going to be a selection of games you would actually like, the ones I have sitting up here. These...
Always smart when doing a podcast to slam shit down on the table.
Right. Always good. Always good. A good idea.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm the one with the rickety fucking table here that moves a lot and jostles.
So I have here Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
Nah.
No?
And I'm not going to mean that's probably awesome, and I probably should play it at some point. I'm still stuck on the first Zelda. I'm going to have my reasons just like immediately when it comes to me.
Fair. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it digitally.
LA Noire.
Got it on Xbox. Love it.
We're batting zero here, people. You have Assassin's Creed 3.
3. I got it on Xbox.
You have BioShock.
I don't. I never played any of the BioShocks.
This is BioShock Collection. This apparently is a collection of all of the BioShock games. This is BioShock, BioShock 2, and BioShock Infinite.
Okay.
All from that series. Super Smash Brothers.
I've never really played Super Smash Brothers before. It's something
I played it for a little bit. And then the Super Mario 3D All-Stars. It has Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy.
The most tempting out of there is definitely maybe BioShock, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah?
Just because I never played BioShock. I don't know. Never really played it that much. Didn't play it at all, actually.
I played them a little bit in the beginning when they first came out on like the original Xbox, and then really only touched that game for about, I'd say, an hour or so, 2 hours before I really like put it away for a little bit of time.
We have made it 6 minutes in without a drink. That's pretty amazing.
I have one poured. What do you got?
I lost a bottle somewhere. I don't know how. Somewhere there's a bottle of Pachuga Mezcal in this place. I don't know where it is. I see the worm salt. Usually the worm salt is by the bottle, but I don't. Wait a second. Nope, that's a flare bottle. That's an empty Cañejos bottle. So I'm going to do a little bit of Milagro tonight.
Okay.
I may even take this terribly. I don't know. I mean, because I don't drink a lot of the tequilas on the rocks. I drink mezcal or neat or straight. I don't drink a lot of tequila straight. You know what my favorite way to have tequila is?
No.
You know the small cans of pineapple juice?
Okay.
Those metal cans of pineapple. That's the best pineapple juice there is. Make me a tequila and pineapple with one of those pineapple juices, and I'm a happy fucking camper in the summer. That's a great cocktail right there.
That is hilarious to me.
Yeah,
that is hilarious to me.
I'll also
everything
drink
you can make, everything you could do. It's the tequila and pineapple cocktail for you.
After all the shit that we know how to make and what we've done in this business, when was the last time you made anything, or you like your go-to drink was anything with more than 3 ingredients? Come on.
Oh God, never. Never. My go-to drink 99.9% of the time is a whiskey with some kind of flavored thing. Some kind of like, usually like a soda water with ginger flavor in it and maybe some bitters. That's about the most that I do. Right now, whiskey and ice.
Here's the irony of the glass that it's in too. Check this out. Not a tequila glass. That is Old Fitz. It's not gonna focus, but that is an Old Fitz glass.
Okay.
Old Fitzgerald. God, how do I want to drink this? I wish. How is a tequila and Mountain Dew? I wonder.
A tequila and Mountain Dew. In Tennessee,
I'll tell you what, Milagro.
That's called a cousin's kiss.
Is it? Let's see how it chases.
Tequila and Mountain Dew. That's called a cousin's kiss.
I guess I didn't really chase it since I sat there and went, Milagro has such a great natural lime flavor in it. I don't know what it is, but anyway, what have you been doing?
I have been.
What have you been watching?
What have I been? I mean,
or what
I'm very sad. This Sunday, I lost Righteous Gemstones. The last episode was Sunday.
Yeah, Bob tells me he needs to talk to you about that.
It was fantastic. It was a great ending.
You'll be happy to know that I've watched more.
Except for one scene. I was a little unhappy with one part of it, and when you finished, we can talk about this. But all in all, great ending to the series. How much more have you watched, and what do you think?
You said every season there's a go back in time episode.
Correct.
I hit one of those.
Okay.
I have 2 episodes left in the first season.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. What the fuck was it? Like I'll sit there and I don't find this show to be as funny as some other shows to me. I mean, it's a good story of what's going on, and I'm kind of like involved in the story of what's going on there. Okay. But certain people will make me laugh here and there. And earlier, I almost spit out my drink. And it was, and I can't even, I think that it was just like, the fuck is this bitch? Or the fuck is this? Or fuck it. Oh.
Was it something Judy said?
It was said about Judy by the young wife of Baby Billy. Right before, like, when Judy finally came out of her shell and started dancing on stage, his young wife or something like that just muttered, like, fuck. Come on, or I can't even think of what it was, but it got me. It cracked me. And then when what's his name with a G name?
Gideon.
When Gideon tried to talk to his dad, and his dad appreciated him for being gay. that kind of cracked me up.
And have you've seen The Devil Mask?
Yeah.
Okay. You followed that story. You've met. How many episodes do you have left?
I have 2 left in the first season. I don't know if I want to give too much away to anybody who's not watching, but I will say that the devil in them has come back, and they've gone to visit Grandpa now.
So,
and that's where the cliffhanger is.
Thoughts so far on Baby Billy?
He almost feels like an antagonist.
Yeah,
he almost feels like the bad guy.
Yeah,
I mean, but I don't know. I got to meet Keith's old running group, and then there was the youth trampoline thing. Yeah.
Did you watch the episode where he rescues him yet? Where someone
rescues Keith?
Yeah,
Keith. Does it like go back in time and show like his rescuing of Keith? I'd love to see that.
I don't want to say anything.
Okay. Okay. Well, no problem. No problem. No, but all in all, I'm watching it. It's pretty interesting. We'll see what happens at the end of the season, and by next week I'll give you my season 1 review, maybe more, because I actually came into today only seeing 3 episodes, and then I knocked out like 4 today. Like
you need
back to back.
Also start Vice Principals, because it is a far more. It is more of the workaholics, super fast comedy. My favorite line from that show. Okay, we're more than 10 minutes in. My favorite line from Vice Principals is when Walton Goggins says, "I bet she smells like fucked buttholes."
Jesus.
It's that kind of humor, and like Walton Goggins, it's the show they did between Eastbound and Down and Righteous Gemstones. 90% of this 2-season show, it's only 2 seasons, so you can really knock it out in a little bit of time once you do it. And I think it's only like 30-minute episodes, so you can get through it pretty quickly.
Baby Billy and Amy Lee, or Amy Lee and Baby Billy singing Misbehavin'.
Mama
reminds me. Why does it remind me so much of A Mighty Wind?
I could see that.
The folk music in A Mighty Wind.
Do you get the big like analogy of who Eli is like in compared to like in real life, that he's like he's like Billy Graham?
I would assume, yeah.
And
do you know that's where superstar Billy Graham got his name? I
did not know that. Yeah, that's where Hulk Hogan got his entire deal?
Yeah, that's in the dark side. Both of those things are in the dark side. But he became one of the Graham brothers, and he said at the time he liked Billy Graham. And anyway,
so, I've been watching that. You need to start Vice Principals. I've been getting caught up in a lot of the sports world. We're gearing up for the Bengals and all the NFL teams to start announcing their seasons.
Yeah,
which means we know who and what games we're playing, and also tickets go on sale. I like to go to a Bengals game. It's fun. So I try to go to one game a season with my brother-in-law, and we go down there, and it's a good time.
Yeah,
we usually try to go to an earlier one when it's hot. I'd rather go when it's hot than when it's super, super cold.
Last Bengals game I went to was a downpour. It was a playoff game against the Chargers.
Okay,
it was a while back. They lost.
First game I went to was like cold as hell, like wearing gloves and a scarf and a beanie, and after that it was kind of warmer, pretty much warmer games every point after that. But I always like to go to at least one game every season, and especially with what's going on this year, I would love to go to that Browns game. I want to see if Shedeur Sanders hits the field, and if he does, what it looks like. So that'll be fun.
You gotta still come to a soccer game with me and give me your opinion on that.
I can't do the Bailey. The thing that freaks me out is the Bailey.
Why is that?
I don't. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Can't go to the bathroom once you're out there.
Yeah, you can.
I thought you told me it was something there where like you can't, once the game starts, you can't go to the restroom for one if you're in that Bailey section.
Fuck you! I'm going up and getting nachos, and
I didn't know. What's the thing? Is there a thing at like the end of it where you can't do that? Like a seating section that you can't? I thought you told me about this.
On away days, like at the end of a game, we can't leave our section for like 30 minutes at times. Like if we want to go to the bathroom even or something like that was like when we've been the away team places. They like if there's a group of like 1,000 people from out of town here, they don't like them all leaving at once at the same time as everybody else. They like to try and get a 30-minute head start for the home fans, which also just tells me that they're letting the home fans get set up in position and wait for you. Like that's how I see it being. Fuck separating the fight. You're just letting them get the high ground. Like fuck that. That's not right.
Who has the advantage now?
Yeah, right.
We're up here.
Well, like in fucking England, these games and stuff, everybody travels by the fucking tube and stuff like that. They got people waiting at the tube stations and like just it becomes fights at the subway. I mean,
what happened? I got stabbed at the tube. What happened to you?
You got stabbed in your tube? No,
exactly.
Stabbed at the tube.
I got stabbed in the tube. You got stabbed in the tube? I was in the tube.
In the tube, not my
Whose
tube.
tube? Whose tube?
It was a band called The Tubes.
So what have you been watching?
It was Righteous Gemstones. A little bit of wrestling lately. Well, I watched Monday Night Raw and I watched NXT. That's really about it. I've been watching. I've been watching a bunch of YouTube stuff with photography and things like that again. YouTube is a wonderland for about anything you need.
I watch a lot of. I work on Magic decks, so like trying to build Magic the Gathering decks. So I watch a lot of videos on. Hey, here's what cards work together. Here's how to like.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is it videos like team these together, or is it videos just like top down of people opening packs?
Everything in between. There's channels of just people like I've watched. There's videos of dudes going through entire booster boxes, like 300 cards, like 15 cards a pack, opening and like, okay, do we get anything of value? I've also seen where like, oh, here's the top 10. Here's best cards for this thing, best cards for that thing. And then also
start one of those channels. Idea, copyright. Start one of those channels where you just unwrap cards. And then at the end of the episode, all of those cards are for sale. And that's how you fund your fucking show. Like people in the comments, first one to comment gets it. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, gets it for a price, but still, like, yeah, I don't know.
But mainly, also, I watch a lot of videos about building commander decks because, like, it's trying.
How long does an average commander game take? Like, is that a longer game? It's definitely a longer game, right? For sure.
We've had a game of Commander. We have had games of Commander take 2 hours.
Holy shit!
For one game, it's 4 people. You have 40 life and a player. You have 100-card deck, 7 cards a hand, and you're just taking turns chipping, like trying to figure out ways to chip away each other. Now you can do. We can say, okay, let's play a fast game, and you can like decide, like, okay, let's go, and attack, or you can try to build because, like, I have decks that move slower. I have to build some stuff for a minute before I can attack.
Gotcha.
I might have to get hit a couple times, and I know that my deck has stuff built in to like give me extra life. That way, I can take the hits, build up, do something. So like you kind of go like that, but like I have decks. I have a couple that we can, if they go, hey, let's play a really fast game. Like, okay, cool. Because this one just goes really quickly and uses really fast attacks. And there's a whole, and 60 cards, the 60-card decks are harder because that's a different strategy. What's fun about Commander is when you pick your commander, like who's the commander, that kind of tells you everything that you're going to do. And what cards are you going to put in the deck? Because you're going to put cards in there that work with that commander, that benefit that commander. So that's also going to determine, like, there's 5 colors. And let's say your commander is a red colored commander, you're only going to use red cards. If your commander is black, green, and white, you use colors from those 3 colors, spells, because that's the only things you're going to put in that deck.
Gotcha.
So it kind of gives you a guidepost.
I still have my 2 decks back there.
I have some. We got to start playing. I just got a new 60 card deck that's white and blue, and it's like birds, just a bunch of birds and sphinxes.
Birds and sphincters.
Sphincters. There you
sphincters.
Go.
Birds and sphincters. Birds sphincters. So yeah, that's kind of. I've been trying to find a game to really attract my attention again. Playing a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 5, the story mode to hold me over after seeing the latest trailer. Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, my phone just went off, didn't it? You bastard. That's an email from us on Gmail saying live on your channel. So that sucks. But anyway, that's what happens. Let me go ahead and turn that to silent. Now we are silenced and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, so Grand Theft Auto trailer. Actually, Grand Theft Auto game. I've been playing the game again, the story mode, and I'll tell you what, it continues to make me laugh like the South Park game. It when it comes to comedy, that and the South Park game are pretty damn. There's a little smarter comedy to Grand Theft Auto at times, and a lot of Grand Theft Auto's thing to me has always been giving you the feels like of all your old 80s movies, all your old action movies, all your old shit like that. So I don't know. Are you there? Did I lose you?
Is my mic working?
Yeah, your mic's working.
Okay. Camera might not be for a moment though, but it
seems like your camera is not working.
Okay. A little bit of technical difficulty. So, but
that's fine.
You were talking about the Grand Theft Auto trailer, and what's funny is how long we've been waiting for this freaking trailer. And there have been memes about.
Well, this is the second trailer.
We got this before we got Grand Theft Auto. We got this before we got Grand Theft Auto.
We got an American Pope before we got Grand Theft Auto.
Did you ever think? And I'm not necessarily a Pope connoisseur, as it were, but I guess that's a big deal.
First Pope from the United States, I would say that's kind of a big deal. Pope from Chicago, that's a pretty big deal. I don't like them saying the first Pope from America, because isn't Latin America America? Isn't South America America? There's been like a Argentinian, or there's been South America. So don't say a Pope from the America. I mean, United States of America. Say our name.
I think they should specify more. They should specify that more.
Be a little more specific.
The USO.
I saw a meme that said there were 3 Grand Theft Autos on PlayStation 2. There were 3 consoles for there were 3 Grand Theft Autos on PlayStation 2. There's been 3 consoles during Grand Theft Auto 5.
Which, that's something to think about as well, is how long are we going to have this one? Do you think they go for 15 years?
I don't think they could again. I don't think there's got to be a way to make this game quicker. I mean, the Assassin's Creed people, yes, it's not as deep. I mean, I can still turn on Grand Theft Auto right now. You have never played the story mode. That shit, you could keep yourself occupied for 15 years.
I'm going to play the story from this one. This one because I'm going to be jumping on at the beginning when it drops. I'm going to do the story. I'm going to get involved in it. I'm going to try to do as much as I can. Since I'm going to be I'm not going to be behind.
You should try to do the first hour of the one you have just to see what it feels like again, because it is kind of funny. Nah, but
not gonna.
It's so some of the call outs and some of the things in it are so good. I'm still finding new things in it. They added so many radio stations over the years, and the original content on there and the people on there. Do you know who Jessica White, the Dancing Outlaw, is?
Oh yeah, Jessica White. He was in The Fabulous Whites of West Virginia. That documentary was made.
My dad used to have a VHS of one of the original things about him before that documentary and everything. Like, I knew about him as a kid.
Have you seen the documentary?
Yeah.
when she's at the drive-through window and she's like trying to order, like, y'all ain't got Fiestas.
I will never forget the one thing.
She's crying. They took her baby away. She's like telling the person to drive through. She's crying. They took her baby away.
Yeah. Oh, they have some stories, but they got Jessica White to do the DJing on one of the when you're driving out in Blaine County, the desert. North of LA, when you're driving up there, you get some country stations that you don't get down in the city. Just like down in the city, you get some different stations that you don't get out in the country. And one of the country stations, the on-air DJ in between songs and talking is Jessica White. And it is fucking great. I forgot who else they got. They got a few great ones there, but what did you think of the trailer? Did it give you some good vibes? I tell you what, I've watched a couple breakdowns. And I'm gonna break down some things in the trailer that, even though we don't have it here to look at, that are more interesting.
It's so funny that they're showing off jiggle physics.
Are you talking about the water? Or the liquid in the beer?
No.
Oh, you mean like the jiggling of people?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
There's There's a lot of shots where it's just like, oh yeah, they're showing like how because the
you
technology,
did the new trailer, right?
Yeah, the one that just dropped with the couple.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's a couple booty shots where it's just like, oh, they have jiggle physics in here now, and then like with the dancing and like you could tell they figured out how to make people move more like natural people. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, still the characters still had a little bit of that. When they would do things sometimes, like when they would walk, it would kind of be like, what are you doing over here?
Yeah.
And this one, they moved more fluid.
Supposedly that trailer is a mix of gameplay and cinematics from the game.
The background looks fantastic. It's Liberty City, which is their,
Vice City.
Or no, Vice City, which is Miami. Liberty's their New York.
New York, yeah.
Right, which hopefully they go to after this. That would be cool to see as well.
I would love another story from Nico. I mean, did you ever play the story mode on Grand Theft Auto 4 with Nico?
I barely touched 4. I don't think I played 4.
Nico, my cousin, Roman. Oh, that was a great story too. Eastern European comes to America, starts working in a cab company.
Wait, was 4 the one that had the biker story?
Yeah, the Lost and the Damned was an expansion.
Lost and the Damned.
Yeah.
Okay, so I downloaded it just to play that.
The Lost and the Damned was great. It felt the closest to a Sons of Anarchy game that you could get. You actually had to ride in formation, and they had another expansion called The Ballad of Gay Tony as well.
Yeah. I also played a little bit of the PSP one for, I think it was Vice City Stories.
Okay.
I'll never forget the story opens where you're coming home from the war and you go to your mom's house and your mom had assassins sent to kill you.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's either Liberty City or Vice City Stories. I remember one on PSP where it was just like you were a mobster that came home.
That might be Liberty City
Stories. Your family rejected you.
Wow.
And then you're just kind of on your own throughout. And that's the whole story, was you were kicked out. Which is funny because like I used to play tons of straight to the story games. I do less of that now. Like most of the video games I play are either for like co-op or sports or Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Elden Ring's a big story game, I guess. It's story, but it's also more the story's there. I couldn't tell you really what the story was about. I know you're a tarnished trying to become an Elden Lord so you can be free and save the kingdom and X, Y, and Z. But yeah, I don't play as many story games as I used to. You seem to play more of the story-based games as me, but I'm trying.
A lot of the stories are better than movies. Like the Grand Theft Auto story for 5 should be made into a movie. And there's 3 different endings you can have, and I would love to know which one the canon ending would be. I think it's canonical is the word I was looking for. That I bailed on because I was worried about it.
No, you had it.
Yeah, let's. You know what? I'm looking over at my little Xbox mini fridge here, and I want to open it up and grab something from the inside of it. Oh, and it's gone. And it's almost gone.
Time for beer.
Now it's gone. All right, you talk first.
So, I am still on this BrewDog kick.
Gotcha.
I got buzzed at Party Source and bought a 6-pack
Wingman.
of BrewDog Wingman. It is their Tropical Storm Imperial IPA, clocking in at 9.5% ABV.
That was a good crack.
Thank you.
That was a damn good crack.
King of the cans.
Look at that color.
Look at that. Look at that pour. We ain't going over. We're not going over. We're not going over, baby. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on, look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that convex head. Oh, it started to dissipate. What is that? Oh. This Wingman's going to get you buzzed.
I found a Wingman song for you.
Ooh.
Right now, you can pick my drinks from this day forward if you can tell me what show that was from.
Wingman. No clue.
Bob's Burgers.
I don't watch Bob's Burgers.
I know.
I watched, like a lot of shows, I watched the first couple episodes. I'll be honest with you. Adult. Oh, it's going to sound weird. It takes a lot for an adult cartoon to grab me. I haven't watched Family Guy in years.
God, they've
American
actually
Dad in years.
Never watched American Dad once.
The Simpsons in years.
Haven't watched The Simpsons in years.
But then again, also when I was younger, I was a staunch religious Adult Swim watcher. I watched Aqua Teen, The Boondocks, Metalocalypse, Squidbillies,
Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken. I watched every single one of those Adult Swim shows.
What was the one with the studio? It was almost like a talk show.
The Brack Show.
Yeah, Brack Show.
Yeah, the Brack Show. He was a
Space Goes Coast to Coast.
Yeah, he was from Space Ghost Coast to Coast. He was a bad guy on the original Space Ghost. And so he was like the co-host thing on Space Ghost Coast to Coast. And then on the Brack Show, he had his own thing. Aqua Teen was fun. Aqua Teen was one of those super quotable shows, especially with Harvey Birdman, another one.
I can still tell you my favorite episode of Aqua Teen. My favorite character. Like, there's definitely some quotable stuff from Aqua Teen, but there was an episode called Hand Banana that I'll never forget.
Oh, was that the dog? Hand Banana was like a dog?
Yeah. That they made in Carl's pool.
Mm-hmm.
Carl was my favorite.
Carl was great. The Martians.
Oh, the like little triangular guys.
Yeah, the little Space Invader characters.
Yeah. Oh no, there's the Space Invader ones, and then there's the other aliens that they make the Universal Monster. He is a cutie too, yeah.
There was also, I was a big fan, and not everybody was, of The Critic.
Never watched it.
With John Lovitz as the voice of the main character as Jay Sherman.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, such a good show, because it was as funny, like, it was pre-30 Rock, but a cartoon, kind of.
Okay.
Like, he was a film critic on like a network, and like there was the rich Ted Turner style character who like owned the network, and he was like Ted Turner, like gray hair, mustache, but he was a big muscular guy that would go on adventures and come back and stuff like that. He had this like makeup lady who like gave him shit all the time. His son like kind of didn't respect him and stuff like that. He had an ex-wife that he had to put up with and stuff. It was just like John Lovitz had a great run as that character, Jay Sherman, in The Critic. And I honestly, I saw like, I think it was earlier this year, they were talking about doing a reboot. And they absolutely should, because also what they did throughout the show is in between scenes, he'd be filming his like Siskel and Ebert style film critic show. And they do little parodies of movies all throughout it, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger parody and an Aliens parody, and like all of these little movie kind of the way Family Guy had those little things that didn't matter at all but reference things, those kind of jokes.
Yeah,
that's what the movie things. It'd be like referencing something that has nothing to do with the story. Gotcha. I love The Critic.
Never saw it. Did not see it.
The Critic. Always loved King of the Hill. King of the Hill.
I was watching a few of those recently. There's a few really good ones. I love that Danny Trejo does multiple voices in it. I was looking at some of the people who've done voices in there, and Danny Trejo and Tom Petty, and I was watching a couple of those the other day. That's going to be good when it comes back. I'm excited to see that.
Home movies. If you ever
I don't remember home movies.
Home movies. I
remember it was called Home Movies, but
I'm pretty sure Home Movies is the guy is the Bob's Burgers guy. I'm pretty sure that's that guy years before its time, because the coach he at least voiced the coach on that show.
Okay,
it's about this little kid who makes home movies but he's on like a soccer team. And his soccer coach is like super involved in his life.
Is the kid who makes the home movies named Brendan?
Yes.
That's what.
And that's the coach is always like, Brendan, come here, Brendan. And gotcha. Like the coach would always try to hit on the mom and take the mom on dates and stuff. But no, Home Movies was a great show. I'm trying to think what else was there.
I just need all my old animation from Saturday mornings back every now and then, but. Then again, I do like the current. I mean, I think Bob's Burgers. That first episode of Bob's Burgers.
Modern cartoons are trash compared to what you and I had as kids. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'll take a DuckTales over any of this stuff going on right now.
Was I the biggest DuckTales? I had an interesting conversation today. It just brought up an interesting memory that I had when I'm not an anime fan. I don't watch anime. Never really been a big fan of anime.
Not for me.
Never gotten sucked into it. Awesome for the people who can get into it. Yep. I wish I could.
More power to you if you're an anime fan.
The scene in Kill Bill about O-Ren Ishii's background story that was done in anime, fucking awesome. Just badass. But I remember one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid was Voltron. And then I get older and I go, holy shit, that's a fucking anime. But to me as a kid, it was just a cartoon, but I loved Voltron as a kid. Voltron, Thundercats, shit like that. Voltron, Thundercats, G.I. Joe.
See, I was a G.I. Joe kid. Ninja Turtles.
Turtles was good. Garfield and Friends.
I was part of that 90s group that I got super marketed to and fell on all the trends. So like Bucky O'Hare,
Gargoyles.
Oh god, dude! Actually, Gargoyles was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Gargoyles was cool.
I heard there's a live action Gargoyles coming, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that would be fantastic. The thing is, wasn't the guy the voice of like Goliath? He's like a really known actor.
I don't know who would have done that.
But Gargoyles was great.
I'm seeing if there was a Gargoyles live action coming, but I don't know. They've been wanting to make a live action film. I'm not seeing anything on it.
I watched all the Power Rangers spinoffs like Superhuman Samurai Squad and Beetleborgs and VR Troopers.
Yeah, I never really watched any of those.
I kind of bounced around through all of those. I was never really a Transformers kid. I was big into He-Man for a little bit.
He-Man was cool.
He-Man was cool. Transformers never grabbed me.
There was a show called Mask that I was really into.
Mask was fantastic with the cars that would transform, and they would put the mask on, and the dude would fly around the plane. Dude, Mask was
cool.
Mask was a shit.
We could do a whole episode on old toys someday, I'm sure.
Did you ever see the weird one that was King Arthur's? It was like King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, but it was about a football team called the Knights who got sent through this portal back to medieval times, and then they had to like take the roles of King Arthur and his knights and defend this medieval realm from like these monsters. And like the quarterback had to be like the King Arthur spot, and his name just happened to be Arthur. And like he had all these like knights and stuff, but like they marketed toys because their swords would turn, or their weapons, because like one guy would be like, I have a mace, I have a shield, I have a dagger. And then, but they would get this big like Power Ranger style armor on. They'd be like, we're the knights. And they would get like helmets and face masks. I don't know if I've
seen that.
It was called King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. That one was crazy. I watched all those like cartoons designed just to get you to buy an action figure. The Double Dragon cartoon. I remember one year I staked my entire Christmas with my mom on. She was like, what do you want? I was like, the Double Dragon cartoon. It's going to be everything. I want all. And she got me like the brothers, the bad guy, the extra guy, the vehicle. Lasted one season. Nobody cared about Double Dragon after that season. And like, I was the only kid in like my neighborhood.
Well, then you got a special kick out of that first episode. I got
Double Dragon figures.
You got a first special kick out of that episode, or I don't know if it was the first episode, but the early episode of Righteous Gemstones where Kelvin and Jesse, we're the Double Dragon brothers.
Yeah.
He has that old Double Dragon arcade stand up in there.
Oh my god. Oh, Battletoads. Battletoads was a great.
That was a difficult game, if I recall. If I recall, that was a hard ass game.
Oh man.
I don't know. Battletoads was awesome. Eternal Champion. Wait, what are we talking about? I'm all over.
We were talking about cartoons, and we kind of just segued into video games because. But it was all kind of the same thing because you'd ask for it for Christmas. I mean, I want 2 action figures. I want a video game, and I need a new hockey.
It's like Spaceball merchandising.
And a lot of the video games and toys and cartoons all tied together. I remember one of the best games on the original Nintendo was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. And video stores, did your video store do the coupon thing?
Oh, I don't know. What's the coupon?
The pizza coupon?
No, that would have been cool, though.
They did at my video store and a few around the country, from what I heard, is you rent the Ninja Turtles game and you get a coupon for a free personal pan pizza.
That's a smart little... That's smart. I would have done that. Now, my favorite way to get my personal pan pizza was through Book It. Do you remember Book It by any chance? That was in elementary school, where if you would read a certain number of books, you would check off this list. You would fill out this list, and you would take it to your local Pizza Hut, and they would get you your person. You remember Pizza Hut was its own building? It was an actual fucking hut.
Oh, my school
had a salad bar and shit.
We were it was Slice Scholars.
Oh.
You had to be a Slice Scholar.
This was called Book It.
No, ours was called Slice Scholars. You got to like read. You had to read a certain amount of books, and then you got Pizza Hut coupons and free pizzas.
If you sit around and read, we're gonna feed you some pizza and make you a fat.
Dude, as a kid, and like you would read a few of the books, and then you'd kind of just be like, "Yeah, I read The Grapes of Wrath."
Sure. What?
Yeah, sure.
In second grade.
Yeah, in second grade, I read The Grapes of Wrath.
Got it.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, I read. Huck Finn. Sure.
Did I read Huck Finn? I don't think I did. I remember I had to read Death of a Salesman.
What book stuck with you growing up?
Where the Red Fern Grows. They made you read. Fuck that cruel shit. Where the Red Fern Grows.
I don't know if they made me read.
That is cruel.
They didn't make me. I didn't have to read.
Don't make me read anything where an animal dies, you sick fucks.
What's that about?
It's terrible. It's about this kid who finally gets these 2 hunting dogs, and they're coon hunting dogs, and by the end of the thing, the red fern's growing on their fucking graves, bro.
See, I didn't have to read Where the Red Fern Grows. I had to read Lord of the Flies. We had to read like the long Romeo and Juliet, like the long version, play version.
The Shakespeare version. You mean not Baz Luhrmann's made for Leonardo DiCaprio?
What a rough read. I'm sorry. That Shakespeare's
not hard.
for me. It's hard. It's a hard read and hard to digest.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else we did read. Lord of the Flies. That there was the book that stuck with me the most was a book called Snake's Way. I don't know if you even know this book or ever read it. It's literally about a kid in high school who loses his parents and then moves into the New York subway system.
Okay.
And he finds goes down a track one day and finds like a little like cutout in the concrete that goes back and makes an entire like house back there and lives back there and survives back there. It's all about this kid going to school, and then like at night he lives in the subways because he doesn't have anywhere to go. And it was like this weird little story. It stuck with me for my whole life. And it was one of those things like, oh, that's an interesting tale. But not everybody had to read that one growing up.
No.
I'm trying to think what else.
Well, if you want to segue, you know what I'm reading.
Sawyer. What are you reading?
The card for Backlash this Saturday.
That's what it is. WWE Backlash. I'm trying to think. The only match that I know off the top of my head is the John Cena Randy Orton match.
Yeah, this one's kind of been rushed a bit. That would be your main event, John Cena and Randy Orton. Gunther and Pat McAfee.
So, and as you know, we run through the card, give our opinions on all of the matches, and we'll probably ramble about certain things. Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Good for Pat McAfee. Good for Gunther. However, I think eventually Pat's going to get lost in the sea of celebrities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we hear him all the time.
Right.
I think him having a match is going to have it's a diminishing returns. I think every time he does it, it's going to be less and less meaningful. Him versus Adam Cole was fantastic.
Yeah, that was really good.
Like, and honestly, to be quite honest, if he doesn't get choked out by Gunther, what are we doing?
Yeah, right.
Like, that has to kind of happen.
Women's Intercontinental Championship match: Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch.
I'm not I get why people like Lyra Valkyria. Not for me.
Yeah.
I'm for Becky Lynch just because out of the two, that's who I like the most. But this match all together didn't really, I feel like it felt really obvious and thrown together. The WrestleMania term was pretty easy to see.
This feels thrown together to me. The United States Championship four-way, fatal four-way. Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. You've pretty much mixed two different feuds and put everybody into one match.
This has to be showing Jacob Fatu taking on three other people and succeeding and not even breaking a sweat. That has to be what this is.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's going to be some good stuff in there, but I would assume he retains.
He has to at this point. I mean,
and then one more match besides the John Cena Orton one that you mentioned, and that would be for the Intercontinental Championship: Dominic Mysterio and Penta.
I am so happy that Penta is getting the shine, that he's like becoming the star that he's becoming. He's in like memes now.
Yeah,
like
the
people
walk.
are the walk. People like there's people who don't even know wrestling post that meme of like me walking in my shoes when my mom says, "Show me how fast you can run in school shoes," and it's his like little walk. Or like they took the Riff Raff song, the tiptoeing in Jordan.
I saw it's a Smooth Operator.
Smooth Operator.
Yeah.
And you and I have both been watching Penta for so long.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. It's so cool.
It's
to
crazy.
See him getting that recognition. And here's what I'll say. I have a new opinion on the Lucha Brothers. I don't think I would have said a month ago, Penta should be the star. Ray should just be the NXT champion. No. I think they both could do whatever and be a tag team, because here's the thing. Penta's not the better wrestler. In fact, there was a lot of evidence of Penta kind of messing up moves every once in a while and having a little bit more of like
Penta
stuff.
has charisma on another level. He's got
exactly,
it for sure.
But he's cool. Like,
yeah.
you could sell more Penta shit.
He's the power luchador. Rey is the technical luchador.
Yeah, but Rey's going to be the one, the clips, the highlight reels. He's going to be the moment maker. He's going to be the one who does the incredible things. But Penta's going to be the one, like, the entrance. Did you know that's the guitar player from Tool?
Yeah, they just updated it this week, I heard. Yeah. Did you see the video of him wearing the Penta mask while he did it? There's a video of him out there dressed like Penta doing it.
This new WWE vibe of spend the money and let's just spend the money and let's just make it happen is fantastic. Like, Living Color played at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The dude from Tool is like doing a song. Like, I was sitting there thinking about this morning, actually, when I was watching a clip. I confidently think we can kind of say that, like, wrestling's like fully back.
Yeah, it's like pretty fun.
Like, WWE's not dorky anymore. Like, it's on a real, like, it's cool to watch WWE right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I need to watch some. Neat. There's a lot of great. I'm amazed at how much they've gone outside of the wrestling realm. Like Legends and Future Greats. Some of these documentaries. There's that one show coming.
I watched the NXT Battle Royal from this week, and all the LFG people got huge responses. Huge responses.
I mean, the one was thrown out immediately. The other guy did really good. Shiloh something, I think, is his name. He's missing a tooth or whatever.
Curly hair. His name was like Shiloh Legend or Shiloh. Yeah. It was something. It was like Legend or not Legend or like Legacy or something like that.
Oh no, there's Sean Legacy. He's from Evolve. Oh, were you talking about Evolve, not LFG?
Oh, is he not from LFG?
No, Sean Legacy's from Evolve. Dude is pretty fucking solid.
Have you ever seen Tommy Invincible?
The name just bothers me. See, these are the things that bother me. These guys are talented, like Jack Cartwheel. Have you watched Jack Cartwheel?
Oh yeah, I've seen Jack Cartwheel.
Jack Cartwheel can fucking go.
Have you seen Tommy Invincible?
No, I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
He has like the little like Sean Spears like Jock Hawk, and like he's got like CM Punk looking tattoo style, and he comes out and he goes Invincible. And the thing is, he works his ass off. He fucking kills it. But he's Tommy Invincible.
The guy that I saw all over the place that I want to see more of, and it was during wrestling week, I saw him all over the place. I saw him GCW. I saw him in the Clusterfuck for All or whatever it was called that Brody Lee's son won.
Casanova Valentine.
No.
Ooh.
Man like Darius.
You brought him up before.
The dude is ripped. He reminds me of a young, shaven head R-Truth, but he's the single best rapper that has ever come to the ring.
Okay.
Like I would go ahead and give him. He wins the rap game. Like the dude was a rapper first before he was a wrestler or something, or as a kid, that's what he did. But he does that sweet ass like British rap, like he's English, like I don't know, like I love that shit.
Beans on my toast. Beans on my toast.
I don't think it's beans on my toast.
My toast. That's gonna be my British rap name. Beans on my toast.
He's an English professional wrestler, currently working as a freelancer, best known for his tenure and progress. I'd like to see the guy show up somewhere and see what else he could do because he was impressive. How big is he? 201 pounds. Not that. Trained by Marty Jones.
I thought you were going to say trained by Marty Jannetty.
From Birmingham, England.
here's how to kill a man and forget about it for 30 years.
Right.
And then all of a sudden be like, when I was a kid, I killed a man, by the way.
That was a fucked up dark side of the ring. Speaking of, I got to catch up on the newest ones. There's Billy Jack Haynes is out there. He's in jail, I believe, for murder, if I'm not mistaken. I need to watch that episode. The Tony Atlas episode was impressive. Superstar Billy Graham we already talked about. Ludwig Borga was a racist. Big Van Vader was amazing.
I love Vader as a kid. Vader was one of the ones that like I was like a Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Like I went like.
Do you have like earliest match memories, like or earliest pay-per-view you can remember? Like I remember a pay-per-view that
earliest pay-per-view is 1992 Royal Rumble. That's the first pay-per-view I remember as a kid. Really, like I had watched wrestling up till that point. I had seen a bunch of wrestling. I was born in 1983, so that's how I was 9 years old. The 1992 Royal Rumble, because my mom got it from a local video store, and it was like the wrestling tape that they had. So I kept watching it, and it's the one where Ric Flair called his shot.
My dad's
friend, my
dad's friend had one of those big outdoor yard satellite dishes that were like as big as your car.
Yeah.
And he would get the pay-per-view and we'd record it on VHS. And he cut the picture out of the inside of the TV guide that was black and white with the match card on it and taped it on the top of this VHS. And it was like, I'm going to be so mad if I'm wrong right now. I'm 100%, I'm 90% sure it was SummerSlam 88. Jake the Snake Roberts with Damien against Bad News Brown and some sewer rats. Ravishing Rick Rude and Ultimate Warrior in a steel cage. Mr. Perfect and Texas Tornado for the Intercontinental title. That Mr. Perfect, I remember, like, I was so into Mr. Perfect and he lost to the Texas Tornado and I was devastated. I was pissed. Like, what the fuck? Come on.
I remember getting so into the Bret Hart Undertaker 1994 the SummerSlam rivalry, Heart and Soul.
Okay.
Yeah, with where they did the WWE magazine cover, the classic one where Bret's standing there with his arms folded and the Undertaker's like the spirit behind him
over him,
purple moving background.
Yeah.
Like that, the Heart and Soul thing, like that was amazing. And like I eventually shifted about the time the NWO popped off. Because the NWO popped off, I was like, ooh, what's this over here? So I started watching a lot of WCW, and I had a friend who his dad was, for some reason, I didn't talk like this back then, but his dad was a full-on WCW mark. Like, he didn't like WWF. He didn't give a shit about Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. He was like, what happened on Nitro? What happened on Nitro? What happened on Saturday night?
Yeah.
Saturday Night Main Event. Or not Saturday, whatever their Saturday show, like WCW Saturday Night Live or whatever it was called.
There was Thursday Thunder. There was Monday Nitro.
And then Thunder was later on. But when I started hanging out with him at first, that was why we could. So his dad got every pay-per-view. So I got to go to their house and watch almost every single WCW pay-per-view.
That's awesome.
That's why I think I messaged you the other day today when I was watching when Road Wild came on. Jay Leno and DDP versus Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff.
Oh yeah,
that match is
Road
fantastic.
Wild. Yeah,
and then I think the year before that was DDP and Karl Malone versus Hulk Hogan and Dennis Rodman. They just kept doing those matches. There was like DDP and a celebrity versus Hulk Hogan and a bad guy.
Hulk Hogan and a bad guy.
Yeah, it'd either be Eric Bischoff, Dennis Rodman, the Giant, somebody like that.
The Giant, Dennis.
Do
Rodman.
you remember?
I remember those days.
When Bret Hart was on Mad TV, and they did the thing where like he freaked out and beat up Will Sasso, and they pretended like it was real.
No, I remember Hunter on Mad TV where he did the high school wrestling match against Bobby Lee.
There's one where Bret was still in WCW, and he went on there, and they shot an angle where he broke character and started beating everybody up and beating Will Sasso up. And the thing that almost got the whole thing pulled is there was one of the women that worked there, like they did a thing where she goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" He just like face shoved a woman on TV, and apparently from what I've seen, that was like, can't show that, but it still got out. But eventually, it culminated with Bret Hart versus Will Sasso at like one of the WCW pay-per-views.
For those of you classic wrestling fans out there, or even those of you that aren't, just there are some amazing clips of Will Sasso out there doing impressions of wrestlers. He is so good at it. He does
Jesse the Body.
He does Jesse. He does Jake. He
what
does.
What you know.
I forgot.
I can't do. I wish I had a Jesse. I wish I had a Jesse. Hold up. I wish I had a Jesse. It doesn't sound. It sounds like the Grimace. It doesn't sound like Jesse.
Yeah.
I wish I had a Jesse.
That was the best one yet. That was a lot better.
Body. He said every word really long, like Jesse the Body, the body. That's it. That's the body. That's the thing.
I loved those days, and I'm glad I got to see those days of Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan and Randy Savage and Jesse Ventura.
We saw the best announcers like Jesse, Bobby, Gorilla, early JR and Jerry.
The old JR
Waller, early.
Some of the old Saturday morning or whatever the wrestling program was, where they would kick back to the studio, and on the right side of the table was Monsoon, on the left side of the table was Heenan, and they had a TV in between them. I forgot what it was, Superstars or something.
I was a big fan of when the booth was Dusty, Schiavone, and Sabisco.
That's WCW.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and then also when the NWO formed, Bash at the Beach, I think that was Dusty, Schiavone.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Sabisco as well.
Was it Zabisco or was it
Mongo McMichael was doing it for a minute? Was it him?
Or was it Heenan?
Rest in peace recently. Heenan did go over to WCW for a bit, didn't he?
Who yelled "Go"? Because I think Dusty was the one who yells "Go get him, Hulky baby!" Because that's always the moment. It was when Hulk's walking in the ring. You think he's going to be the good guy. That's what sells it. Is when the announcer goes "Go get him, Hulky baby!"
Yeah,
I think it's Dusty who yells that, and that's why I can't remember if Bobby Heenan's there.
Have you watched the new documentary on Peacock about WrestleMania 9?
I've seen it exists, but I have not watched it yet.
I'm very excited to watch it. I think it's something I'm going to actually watch this evening or tomorrow. That was one of my favorite WrestleManias early on. I just remember it being such a spectacle and being outdoor, and the elephants at the beginning and the people coming down in the Roman Coliseum. I'll never forget. That was Undertaker and Giant Gonzalez. That was Yokozuna and Bret.
Was that the one where was that the Bret Hogan thing?
Bret, Yokozuna, and Hogan, ended up.
Yeah.
That was a crazy thing to think, is that what I love about it and that I see in it, and actually there was a moment in, holy shit, this just brought me back around to something I meant to talk about earlier with Righteous Gemstones. I love, you know me, I love cameras. I love cinematography, things like that. I'll get back to the Righteous Gemstones thing here in a second, why it reminded me. But I love the fact that, when was that WrestleMania 9? I mean, that was so long ago.
Oh, God. It was between 89 and 91 or something.
Yeah. They've had that footage, and there's this backstage footage from a kayfabe era and stuff like that now they've made into a documentary in a non-kayfabe era. And I don't know, that's just very fucking cool to me that someone saved and protected this footage for this many years. And when I was talking about camera things, by the way, there was the Easter episode of Righteous Gemstones. Jesse gets to do his first big sermon, and he's talking about the devil as there are shots of the devil happen and things like that, and Judas, and he starts talking about that was very well done to me. That was one of those moments that I sat there and took note of it on another level than just the story, on how well they shot and put this all together and layered these stories on top of each other.
And talking about that makes me remember that I just went and saw Sinners.
Okay.
The Michael B. Jordan movie, and you talk about like putting scenes together, and I don't want to tell a lot of the story, do like too much of a pitch for it, but what I'll say is it has amazing filmmaking, amazing cinematography. Like the dude tells a story with the camera and the camera angle and the shot and the ratio. There's a scene in the beginning where have you seen the trailer? You know, like the premise of Sinners?
Yeah, I saw it a while back.
Okay. So essentially, you know how it's Michael B. Jordan playing two brothers, twins?
Yeah.
There's a scene in the beginning that shows the technology of them being able to act in a scene together, of him being able to act in a scene opposite himself.
Yeah.
The first scene kind of showcases that and kind of does a great job of like, hey, look at this. Bing. Okay, we're all cool. And really makes you forget that part for the entire movie. So it's not like Multiplicity with Michael Keaton, where every time another Michael Keaton comes from around a corner, you're like,
yeah.
No, like in the very beginning of the movie, they set you up for like, okay, there's two. Boom. Okay, we're no longer gonna pretend that there's not two. You know what I mean? Like they do a great job of setting that, and then you're in the story. I will say it's kind of a story about music.
Okay.
And the story it tells about music is fantastic. I can't say
I'm not a big horror fan. I don't watch a lot of those movies. I find the world mostly be pretty horrible, and I try to find things that are good to watch. No, and I don't mean that like a bad thing towards anybody who's watching, but I will say this. I had to say that so I could say this. Recently, while watching those YouTube videos and those camera videos that I watch and those things that, like whether it be instructional or stuff about new gear coming or just motivational, everything has a fucking ad, and I'm always waiting to skip the ad. A movie trailer the other day sucked me in to where I didn't skip the ad. It sucked me in the whole time. And if you get a chance to look up a trailer...
I want to think. What? Comedy?
No, it's a horror. And it actually made me go, holy fuck. I want to maybe see this. It's called Weapons. It's about a whole classroom of children that got up and walked out of their room at night and disappeared one night. And the teacher and like the parents are blaming the teacher and what happened to our children. Like, it's just, you got to watch this trailer. It's so dark and weird. And like children being dark and creepy and anything, like there's a scene in the trailer where the room of missing children she then walks into, and all the children are in it with their heads down on the table, and one of them sits up and has like a sinister smile, and like I'm like, fucking dark little children are horrifying.
Is that the trailer? Because there's some trailer for a movie coming out where it's literally all the trailer is like footage of kids like running away from their homes, like children like running through the streets and running and
at night.
At night. And it cuts between like movie shots and then like doorbell camera shots of kids like running.
It's called Weapons, and it
sucked
me in, and I didn't skip the ad, and I watched the full trailer the other day, and I realized that might be the first time it's ever happened to me on YouTube that I let a full ad play out. So if you get a chance and you're out there and you're curious, check out that Weapons trailer.
It's got Julia Garner and Josh Brolin.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it looked pretty menacing. I was impressed by the way that they did the trailer for it. It
was good.
Yeah. So anyway,
you want to do a shot?
Yeah, let's do a shot. Why not? I could always use one. Or, well, I could use one right now. Shaky, 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 shaky.
We got one left. I'm just going to tell you what it is. It is not very high ABV.
No, that's a shame.
It is melon balls, cantaloupe and watermelon. Tutors.
Cantaloupe and watermelon tutors.
A tutor. A tutor.
A tutor. Can I tell you the worst thing I ever heard? Do you know what have you ever heard anybody do a tutor with their okay. So I had a guy at a bar once, a friend that I knew, say, "Have you ever done a tutor shooter?" And I went, "What the fuck is a tutor shooter?" And he said, "Let me see your shot glass." And he turned the shot glass over, and in the divot in the bottom of the shot glass, he poured a little bit of tequila and then went and snorted the tequila off the bottom of a shot glass. I went, "No, sir, I do not know what that is, and please don't do that anymore."
No, like,
I don't think that was made for your nose, sir. That's not. I will never forget when you said tutor. That's immediately what came to my mind. A tutor shooter. I don't know if it gets you. I mean, it gets probably back into your system some way, but I would imagine that burns like hell.
Yeah, that feels.
I would get water up my nose, and it was fucking miserable when I was swimming.
I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze on that one.
Yeah, when I was swimming, water was miserable up my nose. I can only imagine tequila. I got 3 bottles in here, it feels like. 1 is round, 2 are round, 1 is square. Ooh. We have 2 rounds and a square.
Go for the first round.
First round. Okay, I'm going to reach back out so I can touch. That is a round that's sticking up the bottom first. What are you? Some fucking Parrot Bay 90 bananas, baby.
Let's go, baby.
Parrot Bay.
Let's go, baby.
What do I have left for the next 2 weeks? I'm very curious. Baby. We have Bird Dog Blackberry flavored whiskey.
Okay.
Oh, I think you did this. I didn't. This is mango, jalapeno, and tequila mango shata.
I've done that. That's delicious.
Is it?
Oh yeah, mango shata is fantastic.
Even with the jalapeno? Because sometimes jalapeno does not translate real well in shots.
It all has jalapeno. I think the mango shata is a mango jalapeno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me grab myself something from the old Xbox fridge. Ye old Xbox fridge.
Let's do this tutor shooter. Ready? Ready?
You're an insane person.
No.
How viral do you want to go?
No. My nose is retired, sir.
Initial rum, Parrot Bay, banana smell. That is very fucking banana runt. Banana runt, 100%. You ever had banana runts?
Ready? Cheers.
Ew.
It tastes like I paid $1 for 3 of them in a bar. Oh.
That was not good. Oh. I don't like banana rum by itself.
I don't like that.
Oh, I didn't like that at all.
This has been 2 dudes wearing hats.
Oh.
Oh, too much liquor.
That's not sitting well. Brennan.
Make sure you go follow, like, subscribe. Go to 2dwh.com. Make sure you follow us. We'll see you next week. Oh. So sugary.
Yeah, that's what this is. It's too sweet in the back of my mouth.
Figure out ways to make flavors with less sugar in it, people. That's what your brands need to be doing.
Everybody needs the banana runs. I don't want the banana run.
Less sugar.